So, who here has a car? I know I do, and I use it every day to get from point A to point B. And even if you don't own a car, you have most certainly ridden in one. Cars help make the world go round. Think about how convenient cars have made your life. You can get in one and drive it wherever you want, wherever you want. And even if you don't own one, you can call an Uber, call a friend, or get a taxi and do the exact same thing. But what if I told you that almost all of these cars are outdated pieces of technology that will definitely be outdated in the next few years, and that they're not great for the environment? This is where electric cars come in. Now, the electric car market has been trying to become more and more mainstream over the past few years, but it's just not quite there yet. It is not a viable option in 2020 to switch over like that to electric cars. We're just not ready for it. Now, this is where hybrids come in. Automakers should focus on the development and sale of hybrid vehicles, as electric car infrastructure, like I said, just isn't there yet. So, hybrids, automakers, why should they make them? Well, gasoline-powered cars aren't going anywhere for a long time. And like I said, electric car technology isn't quite there yet to make it competitive. In the meantime, however, hybrid vehicles will allow for more efficient cars and less pollution, helping the environment. Hybrids have been mainstream since about 1997, when Toyota introduced the Prius to the world. Hybrid technology has been refined and perfected since then, not only by Toyota, but by also other automakers, Toyota's competition. They're very reliable, even though they're more complex than their electric and gas counterparts. There have been many cases of Toyota Priuses going for over 300,000 miles with just routine maintenance. Toyota is also a leader in hybrid offerings. According to their American website, there are 10 different hybrid vehicles. Like regular vehicles too, like the Camry has a hybrid offering. The RAV4 has a hybrid offering. Allows the consumer to choose what they want. Other automakers should take a leaf out of Toyota's book. And in the past 6 months, car companies like Kia and Ford have really introduced a lot of different hybrid vehicles. Additionally, automakers should try and make hybrids more fun and appealing to buyers. Right now, they're kind of appliance-like. It's like buying a refrigerator. There's nothing special that makes them stand out. They just kind of are. Now, hybrids have been used in motorsport for a few years now, especially the World Endurance Championships and Formula One. And also, there are a lot of high-end sports cars, two being the Acura NSX and the Porsche 918 Spyder, that are very fun cars. And all those cars, the cars in motorsport and the Acura and the Porsche, they use hybrid technology not only for the green factor that comes into it, but for the performance factor. Electric car parts and car motors are very high performance. There is no excuse for hybrid vehicles, mainstream hybrid vehicles, being dull, especially when those two sports cars that I mentioned, they're a few years old already, so the technology has had time to trickle down into more mainstream cars like the Prius or the Kia Niro, Honda Insight, stuff like that. Now, with many positive attributes of hybrid cars, why aren't they talked about? Electric cars are newer to the scene than hybrid cars, and they're the next big thing. However, I don't know if y'all have ever thought of this issue. What is the point of electric cars if the electricity being used to power them still comes from fossil fuels? According to the Energy Information Agency, 63% of electric power came from fossil fuels. 63%. Compare that to 18%, which came from renewable resources. Now, that's not very good, especially if you want to add a whole much more strain on the power grid. Electric cars are going to need to be charged up every single day for people to use them. And if we already have 63% being used by fossil fuels, like, we can't just build new power plants like that. It takes time. That is why we can't do it right now. Another problem with electric car is a more logistical problem. Electric cars need to be as easy to fill up and charge as a gasoline car. According to Car and Driver in 2020, electric vehicle charge times vary depending upon what charger you had. Now, if you bought the expensive charger, it took about 40 minutes to 2 hours depending upon what car you bought. But if you can't afford the expensive charger, you have to use a household outlet. And a household outlet takes between 8 and 12 hours to charge. Now, that's a long time, and that can inconvenience you a lot. Even the fast charger from like 40 minutes to 2 hours. And especially if you're driving a long distance and not in your home city, this could be a problem. It can inconvenience you. And additionally, charging stations are not as convenient as gas stations. So you could be stranded. That could be a problem. Also, electric cars have what people call range anxiety. Range anxiety is basically being scared that you're going to run out of range. Now, gasoline cars, it's really not a problem. You get pretty close to E, your light comes on, you go fill it up, 10 minutes, you're done. An electric car, you have to go purposely find a charging station, plug it in, and then wait about an hour, if it's a fast one, until you're able to continue on your journey. It's just not there. It's not convenient for consumers. Hybrids, on the other hand, combine both. Hybrid, right? Hybrids can use gas stations and still have the convenience of a gas car, but they have the efficiency of an electric car. They're a good bridge until we can go fully electric. Now, we've discussed all these issues, so let's do a quick summary. Cars have become a necessity in our way of life since the past 150 years, I'd say. However, the cars that we have right now are very outdated, and they are not a good long-term option for this planet in terms of eco-friendliness. Electric cars are great, but the country right now just is not prepared to make a switch like that to electric power right away. It takes time. In the meantime, automakers need to pour resources and development into the development of hybrid cars, powertrains, and other vehicles. Now, I understand that buying a car is a huge purchase, and not everybody does it all the time, but maybe take this into consideration next time you find yourself stepping foot into a dealership.